Chapter 1. The Competition. Girls skedaddle. Run faster. Hurry and pass me the relay stick. My teammate yells as she bounces and leaps about. I jet down the track with the wind tearing through my flushed, freckled cheeks. Finally, I come to a halt. It's the finishing line. Whew! Oh my God! We won! The words of sweet victory leave my hot, almost breathless mouth. I loved running and playing netball as a young girl growing up on my beautiful Caribbean island of St. Kitts. Untouched and more breathtaking than you can imagine. Lush mountainous hills cascade across the horizon as though they're putting on a show, much like an elegant dance to the vibrations of the wind. Stunning blue ocean waters crash on what I can only describe as diamond-dusted, brown, sandy shores. The air is so clean, you can almost taste the decadence. I am proud to come from such a veritable paradise. Preparing for our sports days was always heaps of fun. We would rush out of classes early to practice for the different sporting events. We had everything from traditional 100-meter sprints to 8,000-meter drawn-out runs. Then there were the cool races. The biggest challenge of all during these was actually keeping a straight face, trying not to die with laughter before reaching the finishing line. One of our races included placing a lime in a metal spoon and speed walking to the finishing line. Another was shuffling down the 100-meter track, threading a tiny needle, and then hauling ass back to the finishing line. Of all the races, the relay races in elementary school were my favorite. I loved the teamwork required to snatch a win. It was always more fun seeing so many of my friends on the track, not to mention the pressure being lifted if you were not the fastest runner. I was always so intimidated standing on the starting line of a 100-meter dash, but not for the relay races. There was no anger if I wasn't the one bringing it home to the finish line. I was quite content to be part of a team, especially with my friends. Even at that age, I understood the power of combining strengths to overcome weaknesses, and the importance of working together toward one goal. The entire team celebrated winning, and each loss was felt by the entire team. If someone dropped the stick, picked it up, and still won the race, we were all winners. Now, if that same someone dropped the stick and we ended up losing the race, that's the entire team's loss too, right? Wrong. Now it's that person's fault alone. The team was with you until you stopped benefiting them. Team relationships didn't come without their trials. There was always that individual whose sentiments were, I am the reason we won, and you are the reason we lost. The way the boys operated intrigued and confused me at the same time. I never understood how they could compete against each other, pulverize their opponent, then sprawl around, laughing and eating snacks idly like everything was cool. When the girls lost, our tropics turned into the frigid Arctic. It was iciness and death stares for at least 3 days, and that was a long time in girl time. But we would certainly grow out of these habits as age brings maturity, right? There was no need to be alarmed, or was there? So what is this competition? Difficult to work with, dramatic, catty, undermining, judgmental and fake, competitive, jealous, backbiting, and untrustworthy. These are only a few of the plethora of terms used to describe women. We have placed women into a faction system based on superficial criteria such as appearance, status, wealth, education, religion, culture, attitudes, and sexuality. From the time I was old enough to understand conflict, I had already observed and was sometimes part of the culture of female competition. No, not competition for academic achievements, sports, or better jobs. I'm not referring to good old healthy competition. I'm speaking of that abysmal, vain, validation-seeking,